Well, hello there, guys and gals of YouTube world. It's Thursday, March 24th, and I am back home. And you haven't seen the other videos yet because I'm going to upload them after this one. And we just came back from Marco Island, which is on I think it's the most south place you can go on the Gulf side in Florida. It's below Naples. And stayed there 2 nights. So I told you about how we got a free trip. But just to rehash, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, etc., but I'm mazske finance and I do drink mud water. Okay. But anyway, cover something real quick, because if you watch the next 2 videos, I think one I'm walking on the beach, one I'm standing out on a balcony, and I'm talking about all the free stuff we got. But before you watch those, just real quick, if you have any credit card debt that you do not pay off at the end of each month, do not start utilizing credit cards for travel rewards until such time you get your debt paid off. If you have personal loans taken out, depends on what the loan is. If it's a car loan, well, work on paying it down. But maybe that's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. You can, like, we have a car loan and we still utilize credit cards, but we pay our credit cards off in full every month. I haven't paid interest on credit cards in years, decades probably. Okay. But let me stress, do not get into this with credit card debt. Because I was told about someone that recently applied for a Chase card and they were denied. And when they asked about why they were denied, they were told because they had credit card debt. They had paid some credit cards off, but they still had one credit card, I guess, outstanding, and they were denied. You don't want to experience that. You don't want to be denied. It's like, I don't know, if I was denied, I'd be like, oh man, I was denied. You don't want, so don't even apply for a new credit card. Okay? So with that being said, we had a free trip. We had 2 free nights in a Hilton resort that when I reserved my tickets, they were selling for like $1,500 a night. A week prior to going, I checked and they were selling for like $797 a night. And the morning of when we left, I checked and they were selling for $597 a night. So I guess they got cheaper. Sometimes hotels might get more expensive as they get less rooms. This time they got a little bit cheaper. But we had 2 free nights. We also, when I checked in, they gave us 2 coupons for $15 on each coupon for drinks. We also had $15 credits for each of us for 2 days. So it's $60 altogether a credit for any money we spent at the hotel, so it's $60 off, so it was meals. And then using my credit card, I should get $250 as a credit as well. So we ate dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast. Dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, breakfast. Yeah, so I guess 5 meals altogether. Yeah, that's all we had, 5 meals altogether. Because we left this morning, we didn't have lunch. So, but anyway, those 5 meals, they were charged to my credit card, but I should get a credit back from American Express, dollar for dollar. So it should be free. Also, when I filled up with gas for driving there, as long as I got more than $20 worth of gas, I would get $20 back, and I should get that back on my credit card. And that means I should probably basically travel there for free. So there's some perks. I do realize, and I knew this prior to going into this, I'm not the sort of person to go hang out in hotels / resorts on a beach. That's not my style. I met a lot of people there. I chit chat. I talked with people from Colorado. I talked with people from Wisconsin, for other places in the north, and they were taking like week-long vacations. And we didn't get into like how much did it cost them or this or that. And I'm generalizing here, but out of all the people staying there, because the place was sold out, both nights it was sold out. My guess is, and there's a lot of families, it's spring break, so it's a lot of families. So folks up north are taking a vacation. Yes, somebody else might have been there for free using credit card points, but my guess is a lot of the folks there were paying for that trip. That's not my style. My wife and I were talking about it. When our boys were little, we've never gone to a resort in our lives. This was the first time, okay? And we realized why. Well, first of all, when the boys were little, we went camping. We slept in a tent. because it was so much cheaper than a hotel or even a resort. You know, I wouldn't even think about a resort. It was just too expensive. Because even as a young guy, going into debt bothered me. I would not do it if I could not pay my credit card off. It bothered me. But I know for a fact a lot of Americans carry substantial credit card debt. Statistically, I think it's average American owes like $7,000 in credit cards or something like that. I don't know, something like that. Which you figure that's a week's vacation, right? That's a week in one of these high priced, and this isn't just on Marco Island. This is all over the country. Every summer from north to south on the coast, and I'm sure there's places inland, people go on vacation and stay in like expensive hotels / resorts. They're on vacation. They have to eat all the meals out. My goal was to buy my food in a grocery store. When I was camping, we'd have little sterno cans or sterno stoves. Like I had a gas stove, 2-burner stove I carried. And I had a car. I didn't have a pickup truck. I had a car. My tent and everything would go in the trunk of the car. It'd be packed full. But we would cook our food. We might eat out once or twice during a week. But we would cook our food. We eat our cereal. You know, we had an ice chest. Because traveling, we put stuff in the ice chest for space. But it was like eating from a grocery store. You know, it was much cheaper than eating in a restaurant. Sure, the boys would get a treat. We might get ice cream or something during the week, or maybe we eat in a restaurant one time or something, you know, because it's a big deal to eat in a restaurant. But when you stay in a hotel like we stayed in, there was no microwave in the room. There was no continental breakfast. You had to pay for if you're staying there, you pay for every meal. So here's something for you. I don't know you. I don't know who's going to watch this video or my next 2 videos that I will upload. But if you're one of those folks and you're a slave to working 40 hours a week for 40 years. You're going to retire when you're 65, but you're trying to figure out how can you become financially independent. And you take that 1 or maybe 2 vacations a year, and that's what you do. You spend several $1,000s because you just have to. You just have to. You got to get away. Well, by golly, suck it up. Don't do it. Because if you cannot do it, let's just say each vacation, because you got a family, it costs $5,000, and you took 2 a year. That's 10 grand. That can get you a rental house. So if you can sacrifice for a couple years, not go on vacations, you have a couple rental houses. Now perhaps your positive cash flow from your rental houses can pay for you to go on a frugal vacation. Okay, you see what I'm saying? And then if you get your credit card debt paid off and you start using credit cards, think about what we just did. We only went for 2 nights, okay? I could have gone for 6 nights because I have 4 more free nights in any hotel under the Hilton brand. They own like, I don't know, 13 or 18 different names. Hampton Inn is a common one, at least on the East Coast. But, you know, then I still got more free food credits for food, you know, so I got more free food. But I basically stayed in a room that was a resort, nice room, but not as nice as my house. I prefer to be in my house. They had a big pool there. People would go down, I guess, as soon as you could possibly go down. And the pool deck was big, lots of chairs. And they would take towels, because the hotel will give you a couple towels a day, and they would stretch them out across the chairs. And I'd go down at like 7:30 to get my cup of coffee, and every single chair would have a towel on it, like every single chair. But there'd be nobody there. Maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 people there. Because folks just, and I read reviews on this saying people got pissed off about it because they say people reserve the stuff and then they go do whatever. They would do the same thing on the beach. Every Hilton person staying there gets a free umbrella and 2 free chairs. And they must go down at almost like dark 30 to be first and get their chairs set up. And then they put their towels on in a bag, and then they go back and then, who knows, take a shower, eat breakfast, go back to bed. But then they got the closest spot they can get to the water. It's like, really? Really? Why do you do that? If you're not going to use the spot, like I'd have to, if I was serious about this, because I'm just talking about society right now. If I was serious about this, I would call Hilton up and be like, wait a second. Is that legal that someone can take their towel and reserve a chair and not even be in say it's on the pool deck, not even be on the pool deck and haven't even sat in the chair yet because it's like first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning? Do you guys accept that? So if you do, what is it? If you go on vacation, then you can't relax. You got to get out of bed early and go get your towel to get your chair. You got to get out early, get your towel. Kids, you get 2 towels, go down to the beach. Husband, wife, you get 2 towels, let's run to the pool. Let's be first. Let's get our chairs. Is that the kind of lives people are living? Are they? I don't understand it. Okay? I know I'm not a hotel person. I'm not a resort person. I'm not the type of person to spend a week just at a beach. I want to do things. I used to love going camping. I can't sleep on the ground anymore. I got a bad back. I'm not going to sleep. I used to sleep on an air mattress, but I'm not even going to do that anymore because I'm not going to camp. Camping's out. But if I had a nice cabin, like 10 years ago, I went to Tennessee, the Smokies, and we stayed in a cabin, and that was a nice cabin. I've traveled and stayed in Airbnbs. I love staying in Airbnbs. That's a house. Why? Because I'm in a house when I stay in an Airbnb. Every house is different. People fix them up different ways. And also, I can buy the majority of my food in a grocery store, so it's cheaper to eat. I don't have to spend all my money in restaurants. Sure, I might go to a restaurant during a 5-day stay somewhere or a 10-day stay somewhere, but I'm not eating all my meals in restaurants. Folks are at the Hilton. No microwave in the room. They literally had to buy breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's not good. So anyway, if you do watch the next 2 videos, if you want, you'll see a bit of the beach. I'll talk a little bit about some of the rewards I got again. And the next one, I'm standing on a balcony outside my hotel room, basically, giving a little talk. I think each video is maybe 5 minutes long. This is the longest one because now I'm back in the comfort of my home. Okay? Excuse me. And when we got back, before we got back, I had a text from one of my neighbors about manatees in the canal. And then when I got home, we didn't see any, then we went down later and there was manatees out there. So it's kind of cool to see the manatees because they're the gentle beast, the gentle lions of the water. So it's nice to have them in my backyard. All right, I think they're gone now. We may not see them again, or maybe we'll see them again. Who knows? It's wildlife. So anyway, y'all stay safe, keep loving life, and Mazske is signing out.